Hey everyone! Thank you so much for joining us for another Soul Care Live class. I'm grateful that you're here. Hi, Lisette. I'm gonna invite you.
Hi.
There she is. Hi, Lisette. Thank you so much for being here, dear.
Thank you for having me.
Grateful. Yes. Well, it's such a pleasure to be with you, to work with you, to join forces with you, and I'm really blessed to have you in my life. So I just have to say that as the first.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone as well for hopping on now here live, or for listening to this later in the podcast, or for watching this later on social media channels. Um, I'm grateful that you take your time out of your busy schedule and that you have the ability to allow yourself to just sit back and listen and relax and join us on this conversation. If any questions come up, feel free to type them in below right now here on Instagram Live, and on the social media channels. You can type your questions in, or just share anything you'd like to share. I hear myself double. I'm just checking in with Lisette if she has that too.
Yeah.
All right. Can you lower the volume of your laptop sound?
It's off, actually.
Okay. Okay. It's just part of it today. No worries. Um, Thank you, everyone, for being here, and thank you so much, Lisette, and you too, that you take out this time out of your busy schedule as a busy mama, um, and the beautiful boss babe being an entrepreneur. Uh, I mean, those lives aren't the easiest and probably the most filled. So grateful for that. Just to repeat it, today's topic is how to be emotionally healthy and yourself, and how to guide others on that journey too. And I believe that I'd love to give you a bit of a warm welcome and introduce you to everybody that has not met you before. Um, I know you as such a beautiful, warm soul, such a gifted, special, bright being, and I'm amazed by you every time that we meet. I just love to let people know that I'm sure you'll take us with you on that later on, but you've done your own bumpy roads here, and you've had your own journey, a pretty rough one on times, a good one and a rough one, as we all probably can relate to. And you've worked so hard on yourself to now have this beautiful, way more happier life, having these two beautiful kids that you love so much, and your husband, I believe, that you share life with, and join those beautiful journeys with. And from your journey, you've built your core business about breaking through these taboos of, mental illness, breaking through taboos of maybe misdiagnosizations sometimes. Um, you are such a brave and courageous soul. I'm just grateful to meet you every time that I can. And I think you have such a big message that many people should hear of. So I'm just happy to have you here. Please let me know if I left out on anything, and what else should people know about you?
I think we'll get there along the way, probably. Yeah. Thank you for this lovely introduction. It's my pleasure to work with you too. We just talked about it 1 hour ago. I'm following your SBCS program, and I feel really supported by you, not only through that process, but also through working with you. So thank you.
Thank you, dear, for saying that. I love that. It comes right in the heart. um, yes, I'd love to ask you some questions about SPCS, but maybe I'll do that later. What I would love to ask you about today's topic, um, how to be emotionally healthy and how to guide others on that journey too. What does it mean to you? Could you maybe take us along with you on how you came to be a teacher and an expert in this?
Yes, of course. Well, as you said, my life had some bumpy roads, and I've had a few and not always correct diagnoses. Um, and it doesn't matter, those diagnoses, because they gave me so much for help. I got so much help, and I followed my emotion classes. So I got to know how emotions work, where I can feel them, how I can feel them, and um, well, they called it emotion regulation, but regulation implies that your emotions are not okay, or not yeah, you should wish they weren't there. But I think all emotions are well, welcome and okay. So I've learned to deal with actually all emotions. At first I had many, as I call them in Dutch, emotiebommetjes. Well, actually I was one, an emotional bomb. So I could really explode over what seemed like nothing. And that was really, well, that's not my most beautiful me. But again, it's part of me too, so I kind of embraced that one as well. But those emotion classes really helped me in feeling them, and in overcoming them, and getting through all those emotions, because all emotions are welcome, but just have to think about, okay, there's a wave now, it comes and goes. And yeah, I'm now an emotion surfer.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And you're so strong at it. I mean, you're creating a whole program and business around it. I mean,
Yes.
and you are the one to teach this, dear. You walk your talk.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, it helps. It helps when you went through something yourself, you can more easily, I think, help others. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, thank you so much for daring to be so strong in your vulnerability in that sense. I really believe that not only is that like a feminine energy power, I really believe that even for males and females, I mean, for all of us, there's so much strength in our realness and our rawness. And
Yeah.
you're so open in sharing what you've been through. I feel invited to just hop in and relate to you on that. Like I've had some bumps in the road too, and I'm sure everybody watching now. Uh, Thank you, Mohit Patel and Doska for being here too. Grateful that you join us. We're having a conversation, and Lisette is our teacher today on how to be emotionally healthy and guide others in that too. I've known times myself where I wasn't emotionally healthy. Let's just say that. Um, I had a conversation with a beautiful soul yesterday about this too, about how I've known times in my life where I was super depressed. I didn't know where to go from that on that point, or if I even wanted to go any further.
Yeah.
To be really honest, and I believe that many people know this, and for somehow there's this so many taboos around this topic. Um, Thank you, Mohit. Happy Women's Day. Really nice. Thanks so much. Uh, it's so, yeah, especially on this Women's Day, you know, um, we are the ones carrying forth life in that sense. Both males, both females are giving life through us. So I also see it a bit as our responsibility, or part of life to give a good example in it and guide others to be emotionally healthy. But you know, how does this resonate with you? I mean, this is what you teach as well, right?
Well, what really resonates with me is the way you said, I have this way of wanting to share too, and I think that is what I want most. By sharing my own story, I want to invite others to open up too, because I think when talking about it, it makes it easier for you to feel. And I started to notice I was, well, after the birth of my first daughter, I was really depressed. And I, well, actually gave birth 4 days after my best friend gave birth to her daughter. It was really special to be pregnant together, and also to share those few, those well, beautiful moments at first. So and she was always talking about how well it went, um, and I just thought, how? I mean, I really looked at my baby, and I couldn't feel love or anything, and that, of course, is a taboo itself. I mean, everyone's always talking about the pink cloud and how you love your kids at the first time they see them, and I didn't. So um, that really didn't invite me to talk about my problems. Um, but from the moment I did, I actually think it helped others to talk about their problems too. And by feeling you're not alone in this, that makes it so much easier. It was also, I think it was 3 years ago, I was really depressed too. I really had my plan of stepping out of life. So I seek for help together with my husband. He's been, well, wonderful. I mean, he has so much patience still with me and with me, just me. Um, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to say with me and my illness, but actually I'm not my illness. So yeah. So it helped to be. I went to a group for my emotion classes. It was a group of other people who were, well, mentally unhealthy, let's put it like that, too. And it was so nice to see others and to see the hope of others, because some people were a bit further than me, others just stepped in well after me. And I think it's really hopeful to see others overcome this too, and to see what others can learn, and to see what I could learn from emotions. And I didn't know I was that, well, I had to learn so much about emotions, and I was 32 or something then. I just thought these are basic things. I needed to learn it as a kid. Because when you learn it as a kid, I think you won't be, you won't get the problems I got when I was, a mom or 30 or I don't know. So that was actually the start of my idea to help others. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for being so open about this. It really touched me, like the openness about your journey and that, about breaking taboos on
Yeah,
how things can be after giving birth, how you can be so kind of disconnected from your own emotions, your own feelings, your own body sometimes, how birth can kind of be a birth to yourself again in that sense as well, like relearning how, or maybe just learning from the start what emotions are, how they work, how you work and how it works
yeah.
in you, because it's different for everyone.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's really important what you say. It's all about finding your own manual, actually. I mean, what works for me shouldn't always work for you, or so it really is important to find your own manual. Yeah, I think I did that, and I really want to give that to other people too. I mean, we have two very strong-willed kids, very gifted kids as well. They are very smart, and they are really sensitive and really sweet, and that is all wonderful. But when growing up, when I was growing up, it didn't always feel like a gift. And now by learning my emotions, I think I have also learned that it's a wonderful gift to feel, and to be able to feel so much. I can step into a room and look at people and know how they feel, and well, it's a gift. I think I can help a lot of people with it. And well, I'm not saying everyone should be able to do that, but I would really love for people to learn about how they work, what their manual is on emotional level. So yeah.
I just got goosebumps all over because, not only do these topics touch me personally, but also the way you bring this forth in the world. I think, I'm so amazed by you doing that. I'm so grateful for your openness and for hearing your message in this, and to maybe be a part of that on for this short while that we do that together. So it's so important how you say that, like the ability to feel so deeply is a big gift. And it's I believe that when you're given that gift, it would be such a shame to not use that. And I don't mean the word used in the wrong way. What I mean is gifts are meant to be given in that sense. So, I feel that you having this gift too, almost, if you want to keep it alive in you, it may be shared. That's what I mean with that. And it should be shared even more. And I'm grateful that you dare to step up, dare to be such a beautiful female leader in that sense, and bring people along with you. I'm so grateful that you do that, and to may stand next to your side in that. I'm deeply touched. Just checking in with people that hopped on. Thank you so much for being here. Vivi, Via, Fani, gezondheidscoaching. Thank you, Een Intense Reis. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Pisho, Van der Bergen. And thank you, Mundo Estrella, so much for being here with us and joining us. I'm grateful for you hopping on. That didn't catch the topic. We're in this beautiful conversation around how to be emotionally healthy and guide others on that journey, on their journey too. And Lisette is the teacher and expert in this, and I love it to be in your presence today. If you have any questions, thank you so much for daring to share them. Questions are not to taken too lightly. I mean, that's a big gift if you dare to share your questions. So thanks for doing that if you want to. Just hopping in a bit further on what you just shared. Would you say, or maybe I could rephrase the question, but would you say you feel that you could never go back to the place you were when you were doubting about life and really thinking about maybe even stepping out of that? I mean, I've been on that place too. I know for myself, for example, that things have shifted so much now, doing a lot of inner work on emotions, that I feel things can only get better from here. But things were really much worse at one point. I'm just curious, how do you see that? How is that in your life now? I mean, and what would you say to people listening, maybe fearing that, to have like a relapse or a step back?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that now, and what would you say to them?
Yeah, I can really relate to that, because I understand that fear. It's really scary to have been in that place, and what I've learned from the last few years, well, actually from the last year, is that I could never go back because I've learned so much more. So even when I feel depressed again, I know what to do with it, and actually I know how to prevent it. So I've made some sort of a plan, like a traffic light or something, and I know how to take care of myself. I know how to care of my emotions. I know how to care about my mental health, and that's so important. I've learned my manual, and by knowing your manual, I think that's the most hope-giving thing I can say. Your manual guides you through every challenge you will face from now on. Yeah, I think that's the best thing I can say to people who are listening now and fear about having a relapse. Of course, I have that feeling too. I mean, statistically, with every depression you get, getting another one, the chances are bigger. So statistically, it doesn't look good for me. But I know emotionally that it does. I'm not the same person again. I have learned so much. I know what to do. Yeah, I'm ready for it if it should ever happen again. I hope not. I really don't hope so. But I will get through it. Yeah, and yeah.
I love how you put that. I thank you for saying that. I believe that too. Like for me, um, knowing now what tools to be able to use, I'll share some tools here and some books, and maybe you can share about the traffic light method that you just said. Like for example, we did that a while ago. Like there's beautiful books from Byron Katie, and her method called the work. It's one of the tools I still use every now and then. I love that tool. It really helps me sink into emotions that just need to be felt and kind of can be released once felt enough, And sometimes I could use some of these extra tools to help me sink in my body and ground and really feel what is going on in my body. And by making that a habit, like a practice, almost a daily practice, sometimes it's a weekly practice if I don't have time. But tools like that really can make such a difference in life, and it helps, like you said, with prevention too.
Yeah.
If you make it a practice to really check in with yourself and go kind of scan your body and scan your emotions and where you hold them physically, and find tools to know how to express the emotions that are stuck. If it's fear, if it's sadness, grief, anger, they need to be expressed. Like, those are tools. I love that. There are many more. I just heard you say something about the traffic lights. Well, could you maybe say something about that?
Yes, I can. And I also want to say something about the, how did you say it? The tools you have and you use actually regularly. Because I think it's nice to have a habit like that. When I started my emotion classes, my program, actually it's a program for a year, I never thought I could make it work to feel every day. Or I literally said to a psychologist before, but how does it work? Do I get to tune in like 3 times an hour, or maybe more, or maybe less? How do I do that? And now looking back, it's so nice to have trained this for over a year, because now it's really, wow, it's me. It's becoming me to be with me, and I can really feel it when I don't have time to connect with myself, because then I'll get stressed or I'll get snappy, or and that's part of my traffic light. It's actually it works like this. Well, a traffic light has got green, orange, and red. When I'm in the green, I feel really great. It's easy to to know when I'm in the green, and it's easy to know when I'm in red. It's the part in between the orange part. It's the most difficult one and the most tricky one, because the step from orange to green or from orange to red is well, sometimes so small. And I couldn't really understand how it worked. I was trying to fill in a form, and that's how it felt for me. It was a form, but it's actually not a form. It's my life. It's really getting to know yourself. When do you feel great, and when do you feel, well, worse? And how did you get there? For me, it's all about sleep, for example. If I don't get enough sleep, I will get in the orange part, and from orange into red. It's all about food as well. I can get really, well, hungry, you know. I get really snappy when I'm hungry. So I really need to eat at times, you know. It's about, well, about taking time for yourself. If I don't take time for myself, I will get in the orange part, and I will get in the red part. And it's about getting to know what to do to have yourself back on track. So in my plan, my traffic light plan, there are these behaviors I get so, for instance, if I'm in my red part, I sleep a lot more. I mean, sleep is important, but it's also important to get out of bed. I get much more pajama days when I'm in the red. Sometimes a pajama day is okay, but not every day. I mean, it's really important to get good hygiene, and it sounds so normal, and it sounds so important, and it really is, but it's not normal. I mean, when you've really hit rock bottom, you know, it's not easy to get out of bed or to go take a shower. So when I think I'm getting there, when I'm leaning towards red, I know I have to go to bed in time, and that just takes you need self-discipline to do that. But by staying in well, orange, I have that self-discipline. I mean, in the red part, there's no self-discipline. I will eat lots of chocolate, and not only chocolate, but, well, everything unhealthy actually, and just goes into my mouth afterwards. But when I'm in orange, I can still take the wheel and steer myself into well, light orange or green maybe. So that's how the traffic light plan works for me. Yeah.
Thank you so much for daring to share that. You're so brave in this. You're so, like, it's your mission, right, to also break the taboos about these things. So you do that right here on the spot, and I'm just so grateful for you sharing that. And it touches me personally. I have worked with the traffic lights as well myself, and with my clients after that. But you know, it's so great to have. You know, this is like the traffic light method. I sometimes work with kids that where we use it's more like a temperature bar thing.
Yeah.
And then, for example, we fill in, you know, the bottom is red, like it's super hot there, and then the bottom is cold, and the closer you get to the you know, place where it's hot, that's where you're angry and snappy and you're out of it. And in cold, it's a different method, but I'm just sharing some tools here for people listening or watching. I'm grateful that you.
Last week I've done some personal development course because for my work I get to develop a program for children, which is really awesome. And to really develop that program right, I'm developing it with Jose Lenders. She's a wonderful person, and she has she has really had her bumps too, and she made a program out of it. It's called the Posse Protocol. It's actually for grown-ups, and we've joined forces because her mission is actually the same, well, similar to mine, and it's about getting children emotionally healthy. And after that, I really want to have the grown-ups be emotionally healthy too, but I have to, well, start somewhere. And I think it's great to start with kids. So I followed her protocol last week, and it's a bit similar to the work. It really helps letting go of things, because you first look at your old book, you really write the title and the chapters of your old book, and afterwards you will write the chapters of your new book. So who were you, and what were your
thoughts?
Yeah, your thoughts about yourself, and then in your new book is actually where do you want to be, and we have made all these wonderful cards for the children and for the teachers, because when we have developed the program, there's a pilot starting in April, and once we have really perfected that program, we want to give it to all teachers who can give it to their children, because, well, being emotionally healthy is not just about doing it 1 week and then you're ready. We talked about it earlier today. It's life work, actually. So it's really, it's a bit about the work where you look into your old book and your new book, and it's about letting go of your old book. I've had this thoughts about myself that are really, well, really dark, actually. And while doing those exercises we are going to do with the kids, it's time for me to let them go. One of them is about taking a complimental shower, where we will have one child in the middle, and I've been there too, so I've sat in the middle too, and we talk about her beliefs at first. So who do you want to be? Who are you in your new book? Well, for kids, of course, we'll make it smaller, so that will be at the beginning of the year, I had the friend of my little girl over, and I talked about what she wanted to do differently this year, and she said, I want to have less fights with my brother, so I want to be more nice, or something like that. So we're saying to her, okay, so you are kind, or something like that. So that should be her belief about herself. And with, I think, 2 or 3 people around her, we are going to whisper that thought to her from very, very close. So right here and there, and all over her body, so she can really feel that I am kind through her entire body. And we're going to do that with the kids too, and I can't wait to see what that will do with them. Yeah, so that's one of the exercises. And the other one is to breathe in your new belief and to breathe out your old belief. So I'm loving and kind, you breathe it in, and I'm a bad person, breathe it out. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. It's a really good tool to use when you're feeling down, or you just need to believe in that new book again. Yeah.
Wow, dear, I'm amazed by what you're putting into this world and what you're, and I'm so grateful to to hear that you're really making this, taking this on as your mission too. I mean, it's so important to start from when we are kids, to have these beautiful beliefs about yourself. It will make such a difference in life. This world is already crazy enough. So let's just start with ourselves, right? And I don't think you can start young enough in that sense. Like, the better, the sooner the better in that sense. And
yeah,
I'm grateful that you carry out this mission, and that you're such a beautiful leader guiding these kids. And yeah, it touches my heart so much, the way you put it, the way you share these exercises, and to have them experience that from close by. I used to work in hospitals, children's hospitals, and um, I even think that it's just an idea that comes through right now. Like once you once you have your program, created and shared it with many teachers and schools, maybe you should approach hospitals too. There are so many kids there that could use this as a
Yes.
basic program to go through. Yeah, I feel that would be such a gift for everyone involved. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. I actually want to spread it as wide as I can. So, yeah.
I love that. I could help you on that somewhere in the future. Just reach out.
I will. Yeah.
Um, just checking in, checking the time a bit. Like, if it's okay with you, I'd love to. I'd love to ask you a bit out about the SPCS program and your journey now that you're creating your your business and really putting it onto this earth with your roots so strongly. The way you're doing that is really amazing. And um, you know, I'd love to ask you a bit about your journey in that. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Um, yes, I'd love to ask you. I never did that. I'm a bit maybe almost nervous to ask it. Um, when we started to work together, um, you were also helping me on other levels, with your beautiful business, as because you're a business owner already. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not only creating this program, you already have your business. You already help other businesses. You are a beautiful coach already. You're doing that. You've you've been doing that for me too, on guiding us and the business to grow. In that sense, as you're, I would say, if people are looking for a VA and you still want to do it, go to Lisette. um, what I want to ask you about is when I reached out and I told you about our program, and I told you about ways to work together. What made you say yes?
Well, the first thing, I thought I was going to be a VA. Yeah. So I did a VA business academy. And even before I finished that, I was on Facebook and I saw this call from a very colorful woman with a wonderful mission, which was you actually. So, and I learned to really go for it. But I don't want to take every assignment I see. I just want to work with the people I have a good feeling about, and I think we can share missions. So that's what I saw in you. Uh, I saw this picture of you with really colorful hair. Well, that really helped, of course. I love colors. I mean, it makes the world so much prettier when everyone's a bit more in color. So. Um, that was really nice. But I also share your deep mission to. Well, you have actually been through all kinds of missions. I saw when I looked at you something for highly sensitive persons, for gifted persons, but also for, of course, the sexual abuse persons or problems with that. So breaking with taboos, mental illnesses, it really uh, yeah, I felt it in my bones actually. So
Mm.
when I saw it, I just knew what I had to type uh, because I wanted to react on it, and I think that made it work. Um, so that's when we started to work together. Um, and then, of course, you have this wonderful program. Um, and first, I was a bit hesitant because I just did a course. But I really wanted to make it work with you, and I really wanted to make it work with the program, because I know when I finish your program, it helps me build my soulful business. And that's what it's all about, being your true self, not only as a person, but I think my working Lisette is the same as my private Lisette. So that's what a soulful business is for me. It's coming from my heart, it's coming from my soul. It's really me. So that's what I wanted to learn on SPCS. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm all goosebumpy and like touched with all the gifts that you share just now. Thank you so much for saying that, for giving me all that, and for sharing this with listeners too. Um, I'm amazed. I never dared to ask you in this way, and yeah, I'm almost shy to react in it right now. um, Thank you so much, and um, yeah, I'd love to hear if you want to share that. Once you started SPCS and doing some of the exercises, what kind of things did it bring you already, and what were some results that you feel you've had since starting that?
Well, the first thing it did for me is creating again. I know I like coloring, I know I like drawing, I know I like writing, but I just stopped doing it because, well, of course, because of all the depression, and then because of starting my own business. I mean, it's just a lot. I had another job as well at a physical therapist, Visio van den Bergen. Thanks for watching. And for the Wijswijzer, which is wonderful, wonderful too. So I had done so much amazing things, and I was really busy with it, so I forgot to take care of myself again. And I just followed this program for being emotionally healthy, so I was a bit angry at myself. But that doesn't matter. It's me too. Sometimes I get carried away with everything I do, but the program really taught me to take care of myself again. And there was this drawing exercise, I think, in the first module, and it was so nice. I just made so much after that, and yeah, drawing is so important to me. That's what it gave to me at first. So, and now, I mean, last weekend you asked me how I was doing on SPCS, and well, how am I doing? There's some groundwork to do. Let's put it like that. You just called it. I had to dig through the mud, actually, and it's not only the program, but it's the people behind the program that really make it work for me. Your support has been so welcome. And last weekend it was a bit of a tough weekend, and then your voice message came in, and asking how I went, and really supporting me on finishing the program, actually. And that's what it takes too. I mean, it actually means working with great people and getting to know my why, getting to know me, and turning it into a wonderful program and into a wonderful business of my own. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You talked about the compliment shower, and with sharing these answers, you're giving me one. Like, like I'm all showered with all your compliments and your gifts in this, and thank you so much.
Yeah, of course it's hard too. It's hard work. So it's not all fun and
Yeah,
colorful and nice, but it
yeah.
really is hard work, but it's paying off. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you say that. Like, it is so important to know that if you start with SBCS, for example, but also if you start with maybe your programs in the future,
Yeah.
um, if you commit to something like that, it can be sometimes something that people doubt about, right? So, like, should I start? Can I really commit? Yes, of course. If you start a process, you'll find some bumps on the new road you've created, right?
Yeah.
it always goes like that. Life on Earth, or this Earth School, as Byron Katie would call it. It, we sometimes go through the mud, and we have to, in order to kind of bloom and blossom from that.
But
And
it really matters with who you're doing that. When I did the VA Business Academy, they told me find a business buddy, and you will be well friends for life. And I was really skeptical, but now I have these amazing buddies who are starting their own business as well, and they are so important to me, and they are so important to my business. Actually, I mean, we can talk about our businesses, but we can also connect on a personal level, and that's so important. And I feel that way with actually everyone from SBCS too. We've done some mastermind sessions, and the people are so open and so kind, and you really learn from each other. That's so nice. Yeah. And you, of course, from all the support, it's great. And I get to write some of the support mails too. That's really nice. I'm on the other side of the program too, and that's so cool. Yeah.
thank you, dear. You've helped us make this the program better and better because of you. And I'm just forever so grateful for everything that you've already done, but also that you're allowing yourself to do by following the program, by really diving into it and allowing yourself to deep dive, as you call it. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I'm just so grateful for you doing that, and for being willing to receive the support. I mean, that's not something I take for granted either. Receiving support, I know that it's my life's work to keep on practicing how to do that. So I'm just grateful that you're open to that, and thank you for everything you just shared right now. If people are doubting to take on the course, what would you say to them?
Wow. What would I say? I would say you're worth it. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone's worth it to find their own. Yeah, I think that's what it gives me too. It brings me, you know? So yeah, so don't hesitate. Just give yourself the present. Yeah, it's a
The
gift.
present. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for everything you shared just now. I would love to kind of just roll a bit back before we end today's session. We have about like maybe 10 more minutes, and I'd love to kind of take back on the spot back on you. You just share so much beautiful things about the course and about working with the community and me, and I'm grateful for you doing that. And I'd love, today and gathering here today is also about helping you spread your message. And today's topic, just for people that hop on later, I'm just gonna check in. Thank you so much, Anna Maartje, de Wijswijzer, Marloes, Mama van Billy, and Suus. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm just so grateful for everybody listening to this as a podcast version. Thank you too. I'd love to kind of check in with you on your mission one more time. So today's topic is how to be emotionally healthy and guide others to be too. So we've talked about emotional health. We've shared some beautiful, you shared a lot of honesty and realness in this. And we've talked about breaking taboos. We've talked about some tips, resources that you could use. Um, when you're listening and you'd like to find some tools on this, we've shared some already. I'd like to check in now with you, Lisette, like when it comes to guiding others too, what are some of your, like your future visions, your wishes on where your mission may be brought to? So I'd love to ask you about, could you maybe rephrase your mission one more time? And then where are you going to to broadcast it? Like, what is your vision on that?
Oh, I have a very large vision, because I have so many dreams. My biggest dream at this moment is to reach out to all the children, yeah, around the world. But let's start in the Netherlands. So I want them to be able to learn what emotions are, to be able to learn how to deal with their own emotions, and especially to know that's okay. To have emotions. I want to call my program van emotiebommetje tot emotiesurfer, which is in English from emotion bomb to emotion server or something like that. And that's what I want. I mean, it's okay to have emotions. You just need to know where to feel them, how to feel them, and maybe to deal with them. It's something I always took for granted, but it's actually not that normal to listen to your emotions. So that's my mission. But I also want to. I think it has got a lot to do with the educational system in the Netherlands. So that's where I'm starting now with Stichting Doe Je Mee, and well, you're say lenders from the Passie Protocol, which I told you about. We are starting at one with one program at one school. It's a pilot, and it's so nice. I really hope it does what I wanted to do, because then I'm moving to Groningen, so I'm taking the program with me, and there I hope there's a school I can bring it to. And once I've brought it to those schools, I want to make some sort of program for others to be able, because I can teach others, but I actually want to teach a teacher. So the drop will be, well, it will bigger, well, much more wider spread. Yeah, and I will start with the children, but of course when you work with children you also work with their parents, with their teachers, with their grandmas and granddads, maybe preschools or after school care. Yeah, so let's start with them. I want to write books also, so I hope I'm going to make some beautiful books about, I don't know, maybe about my way, my road to becoming here, or also for children. Yeah, on how emotions work with beautiful drawings. Oh, I have so many plans. Yeah.
Oh, I love that, dear. I see you shine all when you share this, and I see you do it. You're doing it already. You're building the foundations now, and once the program is ready, you already have material to build a book from that.
Yeah.
And you have your beautiful stories that should be shared. So I see you doing it, and you're you're just laying some foundation, doing some mud work every now and then.
Yeah.
But once that is spread out well, you're already building on it, right? And I'm just grateful that wherever I can support you on spreading that message and spreading your books, I hope I may do that whenever you feel support is welcome on that. And I'd love to check in with you, like when it comes to for people that love to support your mission and that love to that are touched by what you shared today, and want to work with you or work with you for their kids, but also maybe there are teachers listening, that want to share your methods. Where can people find you, and where should they go to?
Well, I'm on Instagram. My business is called Fleurdelies. So
Right.
Lies is for me because many friends call me Lies.
Yeah.
And Fleur, I mean, I want to make everyone blossom actually. So my business is called Fleurdelies. So my Instagram is fleurdeliesnl. I also have a website. It's fleurdelies.nl. I have to say the website only shows my writing parts and my website building parts. I mean, I want to share my mission through writing, but in the end, I also want to make this great program, which should be spread wide. So that's not yet on my website, which is totally okay, because you just get in touch with me and I will tell you all about it if you would like to drag you into my mission. So
yes. So is there maybe an email? You know, we'll share your socials and your website also in the show notes. But maybe you could say that. Is there an email that people could send you an email to if they want to reach out?
Yes, it's my name, Lisette, at fleurdeliesnl. So
All right.
yeah.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, dear, for sharing that, for sharing everything that you were sharing today, for all the gifts, the compliment shower that you gave me and our program, but especially for daring to stand here as this true leader you are, with your beautiful mission. I love for you to, well, I mean, I feel a lot of love for you, but I also mean that I'd love for you that your mission is, you know, supported by many people. And so people do reach out to Lisette. She's such a beautiful soul. I hope that you find your way to her if you're touched by her story. And yeah, there are so many beautiful things coming up. Before I end today's session, I just want to ask you, Lisette, is there any maybe like a motto or a sentence or a phrase that you feel you want to close today's session with?
Wow. Well, just let's make the world a better place by starting small and dreaming big. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the best thing you could have said. Yes, let's do that. We're doing that. And thank you so much, everybody joining, listening, for doing that with us. And with what you just said, I don't have anything else to add there. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you everybody for your time too, for sharing that with us. And yeah, if you like to check out where you can find Lisette, show notes will be put in there. You can find us there too. If you're interested about SBCS, you can go to www.soulfulbusinesscreation.com/order SBCS now, or go to felinebeuming.nl. You'll find more information there too. You can log in once you're already a member and find out what extras there are. And that's about it for today. I don't have anything else to say or to add to this beautiful conversation. I'm grateful for you shining your light here, listening and watching, but also you, Lisette. I see you too. Go bright, and I hope you keep on doing that. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.